Japancast のビデオエピソードへようこそ。I can't even say my name. Let's try that again. ポルと申します。Obviously, this is not a regular episode. Hitomi is sick this week. Now, if the sound's a little bit wonky this week, it's because I'm, number one, in my office, and number two, I'm not using our typical sound recording equipment. Not only is Hitomi sick, but we are going to be hit by the remnants of Hurricane Isaac.
Out tumble millions of earthbound raindrops.
Ouch! Fine welcome this is.
Torrential downpour, cats and dogs living together in sin, all of that stuff. We had a few comments on our last episode on YouTube from some folks who were new. So I thought, first off, I wanted to just talk about quickly what Japancast is and isn't. Japancast, first and foremost, is not Japanese lessons online.
No.
We are a show that covers the culture, customs, news, language of Japan, and it's driven by our donators and viewers. So if you're here to just get people to teach you "O genki desu ka?" "Genki desu, okage-sama de." That's not Japancast.
3 out of 4 Japanese families now own television receivers.
We're gonna do kind of whatever pops into our head that week or suggestions we get, things like that. So if you're looking for straight up boring Japanese lessons,
in the 9th grade, you have to take mathematics and English and history.
No science?
that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna play anime, we're gonna talk about big giant robots, we're gonna talk about news, all kinds of stuff. And we've been doing this stuff since 2005. Originally, the idea was to do more like Japanese lessons, but honestly, it's boring. And we do this in our spare time. I have to come into the office on Saturday and we shoot, and then Sunday I edit. So if it's gonna be boring, I'm not gonna do it. And that's why you'll see things like crazy film clips, or I'll put applause in, or things like that. That's where that comes from, is I'm taking my weekend and I'm doing this stuff, and I want to do something that's funny to me. And if you guys laugh at it too, that's great. If you don't have my weird sense of humor, then again.
I know you and I go to different schools, but I think we have the same kind of problems.
We're going to try to do a vocabulary word. We'll see. Because my pronunciation's okay. I understand more Japanese than I'm able to speak, so we'll see how it goes. But before we do that, I do want to thank all the people who donate, our subscribers and donators on the screen. It's your guys' support that keeps us going. We do have, we have sponsors that we mentioned, but honestly, donators are really who keeps this ship afloat. So if you're interested in supporting the show, just go to jcast/donate. You can either do subscription or you can just do one time, and it doesn't really matter how much. Anything helps. As we talked about last time, we have often, for years now, debated whether or not we want to turn this into like an actual real show. And as we head towards episode 100, we're thinking about ideas and what we can do. But it's really kind of up to you guys. So thank you guys for your support, and up next, my attempt at vocabulary. Today football starts, and I went to University of Miami in Florida. Please, somebody, if you go to University of Miami, would you go to Donna Shalala and tell her it's not the U? This is not a U. I don't know what this is. This is I surrender. I don't rob me. So, vocabulary. I thought, well, Hitomi is sick. So, how do you say sick or illness in Japanese? you know? Byoki. Byoki. And what's interesting about that word is the kanji that make it up. It's made up of 2 kanji. The first character is byo, and by itself it's illness or disease. The second character you see all the time. You see it in words like genki. The ki refers to your nature, your mood, your feelings, or your disposition. So you could see you combine illness with disposition or feeling, something about yourself, and you get byoki. You can see how it's very interesting when you start learning the meanings behind these. You see the kanji ki in kimochi, not kimochi-i, but kimochi. The mochi, in this case, it's ki and mochi, is a combination of a kanji and then chi, hiragana, chi, on the end. And together, they mean basically to possess or to have. So again, if you take ki and add it to ki, which is mood or feeling or disposition, together with mochi, meaning to possess, you can see how you get kimochi, meaning your feelings. So kimochi warui is I feel bad, or kimochi-i is feels good. So somebody giving you a massage, kimochi. And it sounds like I'm saying kimochi, but it's kimochi-i. So that's one of those things where it's hard for our ears to pick that up. But it's, I really love that about Japanese. I'm not very good with kanji, but things like that I think are so great, because if you learn the meaning, not translating it, don't translate in your head, but get the imagery of what these mean, you can start looking at kanji, and by virtue of understanding the meaning behind them, you don't have to necessarily be able to pronounce them, because there's onin-kun reading, but you'll understand a lot of times what they're about. You'll get a meaning from them, and that's a lot of fun with Japanese. So don't be intimidated if you're just starting out by, oh, there's 2,000 Joyo kanji. That's really scary. But if you start just to learn the meanings, the feelings behind a lot of them, you'll really start to pick it up. And it's a great feeling when you see this very complicated kanji and you know what it means. So I definitely would encourage you to not necessarily learn immediately how to write, but get the feelings behind them. So, byoki is sick or illness in Japanese. That's my vocabulary pick this week. Now, up next we have a video, I'm just scrolling through here in my notes, from Ryan, who, as we said last episode, is posting to the Japancast Facebook page from Japan with his Instagram account. He ran into a Canadian gentleman who was in need of assistance. He was lost and needed help, and I actually have not watched all the videos. I'll assemble this together so you guys can see, but I think based on what Ryan had said to me, you're probably going to learn a thing or two about going to Japan for the first time, and maybe this will help you when you go to Japan know what to do, what not to do, and be a little more prepared. So let's check out Ryan's video.
Hi Japancast, I'm talking loud because I'm here with Julian. Yes, I noticed I was gonna go home, and I hope my wife isn't angry, but he appeared to be lost, and I would have appreciated some help when I was here, hint hint. So I decided to just say, hey, do you need some help?
And indeed I needed help. I just came over this is very crazy. So we'll see what happens. I have the whole night. In fact, I have a week, 0 plans, and a bus pass. So we'll see what happens.
All right, now Shibuya Crossing. Right over here is where people stand with signs that say free hugs. Now, come on. There's a graffiti artist. I don't know who he is, but he posts these stickers, and the tag is Summer Fear, and it's all really heavily loaded imagery that's based on the 3/11 earthquake and the Fukushima disaster. It's very, this one down here, I know that a lot of the Japancasters kind of said it was very charged. And yeah, it's very charged imagery. And I'm not going to say if I agree or disagree, and I don't know, because I'm not, like, I actually don't protest things. Some people say, oh, you know, be careful, don't eat the fish, ha ha ha. And, you know, I guess I got numbed to it after a point where you kind of, you know, say, well, whatever. You know, they don't know, but, and it's a sensitive subject. It's still on TV every day, like documentaries.
About whether or not you can eat the
well, okay.
Ocean wildlife.
People will, like, there's a lot of independent people now that own Geiger counters, and they post their findings on the internet, and they're like whistleblowers, you know, and they make sure that everything's legit as much as they can. And I really do, like, personally feel very safe myself, because I think that it's different than the days when the government ran things. I think that we are empowered now to give more transparency to things, but I also think, you know, there was some problems in how it was handled, and I don't know. And up over here, you see Boss Coffee?
This guy.
Tommy Lee Jones loves Japan. He's so cool on TV. He on TV when he was here. I don't know if he says the same thing overseas.
Okay.
He says, they said, "What's your favorite Japanese food?" Choose your answer, because they will ask you that. Everybody in Japan will ask you what your favorite Japanese food is. He said, I cannot choose because I don't eat anything that isn't Japanese. So we're getting close to a koban. Koban means police box.
Okay. And what happens in the police box?
It's
Is it just a police station? Or?
Yeah. But basically it's just a little small room where they stay. And they're pretty nice guys. They usually are pretty fine with giving directions to people, and if you're lost, I mean, like, they're not like the English experts or whatever, but they'll pull out a map and they'll try to figure out what you're saying, because they're there to help people, right? This is going to be broadcast on Japancast.net. It's a podcast. Manga. I read the manga.
What is that? Is that top row?
Okay, yeah, that one is ma.
Ma?
I don't know if you can see this. That one is ma, and then yeah, but that's not n. That's and then that's ka, but it has, you see those two little things at the top?
Yes.
That's ga. And then I know this one means T.
It means T?
Yeah, this one means T.
So this one means T too. So
No. What did I just teach you? No, oh God. This is T.
Oh, this is T, okay.
Like not the letter T, like ocha T, yeah. Because it's supposed to be, a kisaten is a tea house. So, manga, and this is ki, something, well, it's tea shop anyway. I know that this is tea, and I know that that's manga. We're going to the manga kisa. So he's gonna make a gaijin, or we're not gonna make a membership card. We're not gonna use my membership card. We are going to just let him stay and sleep. パソコンなし、何時まで? Okay, 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m. I gotta leave? Okay, that's good.
大丈夫だって。はい。すみません。あといくらですか? Okay, it's $15.80. Okay. No, I'm paying for it. People are nice to me, and I'm nice to people. Okay, you need to go to room 27, and it looks like you have a TV that you can watch.
Okay, fair enough. I'm probably
テレビできる? Or Okay, so watch some Japanese television. Well, that was interesting. I just met a complete stranger and helped him find his way. Japancast.net. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, I have to go. Sit myself. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. I'm not sure why you're pushing me. Sit myself. Okay. We're in a very crowded elevator, and this lady keeps putting her hands on me. Okay, I'm getting out of here because you guys are too drunk and you're touching and you're weird. Okay, I don't know. That doesn't usually happen here. That really, I don't know. I haven't had that. But this lady was kind of weird. I don't know. I just want to get away. Okay. So, serendipity, yeah, matched with a little bit of weird moments because, yeah, I don't know. She was just like pushing the hand, and I just sort of said, I don't want you to put your hand on me, please. And then it got weird, and then when I kind of commented, well, I guess maybe it was recorded. Anyway, peace.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm really grateful for Ryan. The fact that he's able to provide us with these videos is just awesome because obviously we don't live in Japan, and so it's very difficult for us to cover things like life in Japan. And many of you know that I work as a professional animator, director. I do TV commercials and things like that, and I'm currently working on a music video, and so I love connecting with people who do creative things. I like birds, and I never turn that off. Every time we do Japancast, you'll hear that. That's actually my clock. I'm a tori otaku. Tori, bird. Otaku. Otaku does not mean that you love anime. Otaku is somebody who's fanatical about something. One thing is, to go off the rails for a second here, otaku in Japan has a very negative connotation. So it is not generally a good idea to refer to yourself as otaku with general, normal Japanese folks. If you're doing cosplay, that's one thing. Those people understand the meaning of it. But if you work in an office with somebody from Japan and you refer to yourself as otaku, it has a negative connotation. So just be very careful and don't check your email. That's my iPad and my iPhone going off. So Terrance made his own anime, and he used, back in the day, Lightwave, and it's just so inspiring that you can do these things. So I love having people like Terrance on board with the show, because when I was young, you had no chance of making your own anime. You couldn't do it because you couldn't afford. The software was $30,000 and the computers were thousands and thousands of dollars. And now you can just go to Best Buy or Amazon and buy a computer and some software and do it yourself. A laptop is going to have more processing power than what Pixar had when they were doing the first Toy Story. So you can do it yourself. So I love having these kind of creative folks on board with us. And that's one of the things that kind of makes up Japancast, is people who are not only interested in Japan, but also are interested in anime and manga and drawing and making your own animations and doing it yourself, and, you know, not being confined to I'm going to just get a job and I'm going to work in an office and run the fax machine or make copies, and that's all I'm going to do. But exploring creativity, and maybe you're not going to do it as a job, but doing it, being inspired to do that and share it with each other. So that's one of the things that make up Japancast. So I know I've talked way too much, so Terrance is back to talk again about making your own animation and the tools and people he's met who are doing it themselves. And I hope that he really inspires you to try. You don't have to be a professional. Do this stuff because it's fun, and enjoy it. So Take it away, Terrance.
If you remain unconvinced that you can make your own full animated film, you need to be aware that there are people out there who are really doing it. One great example of this would be the self-proclaimed Uber actor M. Strange. He recently released his new film, Heartstring Marionette. This film took him quite a long time to produce, but the interesting thing is, it's done entirely in full 3D animation. I once saw a talk that he gave in London about the process of making this film and releasing it. And one of the things he talks about are the powerful tools that exist today to allow any artist to create what they really want to create. He talks about using tools like ZBrush and Maya that allow an artist to freely create anything that exists in their imagination. He goes on to talk about how any artist today can use these tools and begin creating and developing their story and getting it out there to the market. And the market is another important thing that he talks about in this lecture. One of the things he says is that because of the power of the internet, you can and will find your audience. If you can find your small niche audience, any artist can become independent and begin to make a living creating the works they want to create. Now, as I mentioned before, his film was done entirely in 3D animation. 2D animation is faster and easier, especially if your goal is to create something like Japanese animation. So you have to imagine, even though he spent years on this project, the payoff, now that he's selling it on a simple website with a single buy button for $5, is going to be amazing. There are others out there as creators who are doing similar things and actually making money at it. And that is an important thing for an artist who wants to profit from their self-expression. I mean, every artist has a dream to create something and they want to get their ideas out there. But in order to continue doing so, there of course needs to be some level of payback. And there have already been those who have made incredible amounts of money entirely on the internet without the need for mainstream distribution, without the need for a big studio involvement. They're simply getting it done. And that's the important thing in this internet age. If you get it done, you can be sure that people are going to come and see it. So don't think that you cannot get your project done. Just begin it, and you will find that magic will happen.
So thanks again to Terrance Walker for helping to inspire all of us to give it a shot. The tools are there. There's free tools, there's inexpensive tools, and you can do it. You don't have to be able to draw perfectly, to make your own anime, to make your own manga, to do the kind of stuff that you want to do. It's all there, and just have fun with it. So thank you, Terrance, for inspiring us, and definitely check out his site. He has so many awesome tutorials and videos and just great things going on. And you know, talk about somebody who's living their dream. He's traveled all over the world. He's been all over Japan to some great anime studios, and now he's living in China, and he's helping set up an animation studio in China. So it's just, you never know where this stuff is going to take you. Please send in your questions. Please post comments, and hopefully if you're new, you'll kind of understand that we're a different kind of show. We're not here to just have you mimic Hitomi pronouncing things and giving you vocabulary words and just doing a straight up, you know, A to Z, follow this program and you'll learn Japanese kind of lesson. We try to mix it up and pick up idioms, phrases, casual things, slang, that kind of stuff, because that's not the kind of stuff you can walk into a bookstore and buy. You can't get DVDs of that stuff. It's not typical Japanese, and those kind of things are really boring, and I don't want to do boring stuff. So check out Japancast.net if you haven't been there. Check out Japancast University. We try to put our show notes up there. If you're not a donator, we just put them up 99 cents if you want to see stuff, and we have given them away. So if you go back past episodes, we've given away show notes before so you can see what you get when you're a donator. We just jump all over the place so that every episode is kind of self-contained, so you can just watch it and jump around. You don't have to start at episode 1 and watch all the way through. So I've talked way too much, but I enjoy hearing the sound of my own voice. It's almost time for kickoff for Miami football, which means I must go, and that's about it. Hopefully I'll edit this all down, make it real short. It'll be like a 3-minute episode. So, see you guys next time, and thank you so much for supporting us. Ciao. Matane.